Welcome to this new Gran Turismo 7 video, where we'll talk briefly engine swaps. Engine swaps in the game. Now, there are a lot of them. There are likely over 100, including the 20 added in the Spec 3 update. And among this 100 or so engine swaps in the game, there are some that are clearly better than others, or more interesting than others. And in today's video, I'm going to show you a list of 6 swapped cars that I really recommend for different reasons. Either because it will let you get real straight-line monsters, or because it will give you cars that are really fun to drive, or because it will give you cars that are overall extremely high-performing. By the way, you too. Feel free to share your own list of favorite swaps in the comments. Which ones would you recommend to other players to really get the best cars? And if you found this little list interesting, if this video maybe helped you discover some cool cars to play with swapped, feel free to leave a like on this video to help its ranking, and of course, subscribe for the next ones I'll release on my channel. Just a little reminder that, in my opinion, might help you. This is helpful for anyone attempting engine swaps in Gran Turismo 7. There are multiple ways to get swaps in the game. There's the paid way, which involves going to Gran Turismo Auto. Then go to the Maintenance and Services section, and here, click on Engine Replacement. It's clearly the easiest solution, because you're sure to get the engine you want in the car you want. On the other hand, it's the most expensive solution. And there are some swaps in this game that are very, very expensive, some that are over $1 million. There are other ways to get engine swaps, through the roulette tickets that you'll get. You can earn it by completing your daily kilometers from various menus, or as a Christmas reward, just like now. And in those cases, those engines are stored in your spare parts inventory. Go here for preparation parts, and you'll see your full list of engines in stock. It's annoying that in this game, clicking an engine doesn't show which cars are compatible for swaps. When your equipped car, like the N1 Rally Sport, is compatible with a preparation part, when you click on it, an option will appear allowing you to install this new engine, and it will be done for free. Given engine prices, it's a big savings. Let's begin with one of the swaps I enjoyed testing that year. One of my favorites, which gives you a really high-performing car. It will give you a car that's very, very good in its class and very powerful, with good acceleration and a good top speed. But it's also a car with excellent handling and maneuverability. Clearly the Toyota Yaris Gazoo Racing. And because the upgrades you can install on it aren't that expensive, this swap only costs 200,000 credits. So, of course, after that, you'll need to add the upgrade parts for the chassis, the car's aerodynamics, and the engine. Expect to spend another 250,000, bringing your total budget to 500,000 credits for an incredible car. And let me make that clear. We're talking here about the Demon Challenger swap, which is much more powerful than the Toyota Supra swap, and on top of that, it's only slightly heavier. It's just a 1 kg difference for a huge power boost, and more importantly, an incredible torque increase. So, now, there are quite a few things to say about this car, and of course, I'll show you a bit of gameplay with it. What's pretty crazy is that this car is actually quite underrated by the performance points calculation system. The game shows you 743 pp, which is good, but some cars reach 1000 pp, so it's not that impressive. What's pretty crazy is that it gives you a car that, overall, I feel is more around 800 to 850 in terms of performance than around 750. This swap is incredible because it gives you a car with insane acceleration. Here, you can easily catch up to Bugatti Chiron, for example. Thanks to the extremely low weight of the base car, you'll keep braking distances that are super short. Like really, the distance to go from 300 to 0 here is kinda crazy. The car's aerodynamics are very good. Additionally, we have significant aerodynamic downforce, allowing us to take corners at very high speeds. The base car doesn't understeer or oversteer, so really, the chassis is exceptional. Plus, this small car's 4-wheel drive handles the 1,200 horsepower well. Overall, this car has no real flaws. I think this is one of the rare swapped models in the game that's actually more fun to drive than the original versions. In a different style and in another price range, I recommend the swap available for the Audi R8 Coupe V10. It's a car that costs 300,000 on which you can install a rather unique swap, since you can put the W16 engine from Bugatti in it. Be careful, this swap is still costly. I can't confirm the price now since it's no longer shown. I believe it's a $1,600,000 swap plus vehicle preparation costs. We're looking at a total budget of about $2,500,000 all included. This is one of the game's most interesting swaps for me. If you're absolutely looking for a straight line monster, this might not be the best one. And I'll talk to you later in this video about another car with another swap, which I think is even more broken. However, this car has an advantage. It's all-wheel drive, unlike other models we'll discuss later in the video. With all-wheel drive, this car is nearly unbeatable from 0 to 100 in the game and also has great top speed. We'll see it in the video, but it's the car I learned with. At 550 kilometers per hour in all-wheel drive, this is a serious machine in the game. See, it's a car that's still usable, easy to drive, and maintains at least minimal grip to do regular circuit racing. So basically, with the R8, with the V16 swap, it's one of the fastest cars in the game in a straight line. Even faster, but we're still doing pretty well. And it's a car that's versatile and easy to drive. And just for that, it had to be in this little ranking. I said I want to show you cars with funny swaps. These aren't especially usable or high-performing. If you want to troll in multiplayer or test Gran Turismo's physics limits, try this. With this kind of car, you're in the right place. So, we're going to talk about the Abarth 595 SS from 70. Unfortunately, it's a car that's not available at the dealership. For new cars, you'll have to grind a bit at the used car dealership to be able to buy it when it shows up. And this car has a special feature. It's actually on the relatively short list of cars in the game that manage to have more horsepower than the vehicle's weight in kilos. With the Honda swap using the K20CA Civic engine, you get 564 horsepower for 537 kilos. So this car with 560 horsepower and 530 kilos accelerates impressively. But above all, it's a car that's really fun to drive because it's a car with which you can do wheelies super easily, and most importantly, you can keep them going for a long time. You can do this at high speeds. Start the wheelie at 200 km/h and, with good control, maintain it past 300 km/h. You just have to balance it like that and shift gears little by little, and you can really stay up for a super long time. So, on the other hand, this car is obviously pretty hard to drive, and it spins out really easily. Honestly, it's one of the few cars in the game I've ever rolled over, which is usually nearly impossible. And just so you know, we're not even at the peak of absurdity yet. Because here, I started a time trial. Performance points make it hard to start a race against AI. And with the Nitro, with the extra power you have, you can actually do a wheelie at over 250 km/h. And that's going to be the case with another vehicle that I'm going to show you right now. It's one of the community's favorite swaps in general. If you go on Reddit or look up what's the best engine swap in Gran Turismo, well, this swap, this vehicle, always comes up because it's a really good vehicle. Troll, the Jeep Willys. However, you'll be able to buy it at the new car dealership, and you'll be able to swap it with the L4 engine. And it gives you something that's really unique to drive. So, clearly, in this case, it's the opposite of performance. So, it's a fun swap, because overall, it's the worst swap in Gran Turismo 7. You really can't do worse than this. I'm holding the direction button down, but the car still goes straight. Really? This swap has a unique feature. The faster you accelerate, the more the car slows down. Right now, I'm flooring it, and we dropped from 220 to 180 kilometers per hour. So, it's mainly because the wheels can't regain their grip. Actually, the car burns out so much, there's so much torque with the L4 engine that the car just never regains grip, plain and simple. If you hold the accelerator down indefinitely, you'll eventually reach 0 km/h even at full throttle. Next, I wanted to talk to you about a swap that's very powerful, but above all, extremely practical. It's a swap you can do on the Nissan R34. We're talking here about the base R34, not the Mines version or the Z-Tune version. Really, the base R34 is a car where you can install a swap that's quite expensive. It's the swap from the Nissan RCP, and it costs 1 million credits. So, we're talking about quite a bit of money, because between the upgrade parts, the car parts, and the car itself, we're over 2 million. However, if you take this car and apply exactly the settings I'm showing you here on the screen, with the hard tires and the ballast, be careful not to install the level 3 reduction kit, which will put you just under 700 pp. And this car is simply the ultimate car for farming credits at Le Mans, specifically in the endurance event that you'll find right here. 700 pp30, and 550,000. Reward X 1.5. If you manage to do a perfect race, meaning basically you do the race 3 times, you'll pay off the car and start making a profit. The swap's advantage isn't mainly more power, since the stock engine can be upgraded to 970 horsepower. It's simply that it really has the best efficiency on this engine. And above all, it has the right rev range for an engine like the Le Mans. It delivers strong high-speed acceleration, excellent top speed, and is fuel efficient. Plus, this engine is lighter than the base RV26 engine from the R34. And on top of that, it's a car with four-wheel drive and a basic chassis. Anyway, everyone knows it, the R34 is still a pretty extraordinary car. The only small flaw it has by default is that it's understeering. With the settings I showed you, you'll be able to fix that. So that gives you a car with an incredible chassis that handles extremely well, that's super maneuverable, has a very good top speed, very good acceleration. In short, overall, it has no flaws, and on top of that, it consumes very little, with which you'll really need to make very few pit stops. Now, to finish this video, I'm going to tell you about the swap that lets you have the fastest conventional car in the game. It's a swap that you can install on both the Corvette Z06 and the Corvette ZR1, and with which you'll get similar results. I still suggest installing it on the ZR1, as it adds a few kilometers per hour to your top speed. But even if you're on a budget and don't really have the cash to invest in a C6 ZR1, with the Z06, we already have some pretty incredible results, and they're better than what we got with the ZR8. This swap gives you 1,877 horsepower for 1,274 kilograms. And it's no surprise, it's the same engine that we installed on the high ZR8 earlier, namely the W16, which comes from Bugatti. You have the fastest car in the game. I'll let you copy these settings, then show you what to expect. Keep in mind that depending on the updates and the version of the physics, this car's performance changes a bit. Here, if all goes well, it's at least 560 kilometers per hour without much effort. But this is a car with which, at one point in the game, it was possible to reach 600 kilometers per hour. Here, it's even more than what we had with the Audi. However, clearly, that's something to point out about this car. And it's starting to show now. This car is much less maneuverable than the Audi. While the Audi at over 500 drives like a Clio at 80 km/h, the Corvette is rear-wheel drive. With this setup I have here, you can hit 560, but it's at your own risk. It's a car that's really unique to drive and very hard to handle, so I'm gonna try to make no mistakes, but it's going to be tough. We didn't have a great run with the AI there. We reached 564 km/h, almost 570s. And I'm telling you, 600 is possible if you've really optimized everything, like slipstream management and nitro management against the AI. Normally, with this list of 6 swaps, you get a bit of everything. You have 2 ultra-fast cars. One is faster, the other more maneuverable. The Toyota Yaris Gazoo Racing is incredible, flawless, versatile, a beast, and fun to drive. You have the R34, which is a beast. With the swap, it's one of the most profitable cars for farming credits. You also have 2 fun, quirky cars, the Abarth 500 and the Jeep Willys. Their sole purpose is to disrupt GRAN TURISMO 7's physics. I hope you enjoyed this short video about swaps in GRAN TURISMO 7. If that's the case, I'm counting on you to show it by leaving a like, subscribing, and commenting. Also, feel free to use my Instagram link that you'll find below this video, which allows you to buy your games for less. And at the same time, it gives my channel a little boost for free. And also, feel free to follow me on Twitch for upcoming live streams. I do them regularly. And if you want to support the channel, don't hesitate to use your Prime sub. That always makes me happy. I'll copy it here and see you soon for a new video. Ciao!